What's up, crypto fam? So I'm logging in tonight. We're gonna check what's going on with the markets. The weekly closed. It doesn't look fantastic. Obviously, you don't want to see, um, red, ugly, in my case, gray candles. Um, to the downside, closing out your weekly. That said, this new week starting off stronger, um, which is a good thing. 38,000, which I didn't see as super strong support. Looks like it did hold, um, at least for now. And it had a weak type of bounce up, but we'll take it. Support is support. That said, we're definitely putting in some volume. I'll switch to a daily chart so you can see it a little bit easier. Yeah, so this is a blown out daily chart. Let me get the volume candles corrected. Okay. And you can see we're not even 4 hours into this candle. And we're closing in on half of the volume that we did yesterday. So there's definite pressure, and in this case buy side pressure coming in, and pushing us up a little bit at least. It looks like we are coming back down slightly, but listen, I'll take what we can get, especially right now. If you look out on Twitter, it's a bloodbath of just people calling for 30,000 and 28,000 and 19,000, 10,000, 6,000, which usually if the market turns so bullish, where most of my feed is, bearish, it's usually about time for a reversal. If sometimes it's not immediate, it's a week or so out, but usually when the crypto community and influencers on Twitter are in agreement of one side of the cycle, we're in the other side of the cycle. Most of emotions play a big part in this game, right? So that has to be considered when you are reading opinions on Twitter, is that they're opinions. And technical analysis is fantastic. It doesn't always take into account human emotion, which I think the waves, the Elliott waves, has. But that said, there hasn't been the news cycles that we've had today. I mean, you get news on any social platform you're on. You get news on Facebook, you get news on Twitter, you get news on TikTok, you get news on Twitch. So it's always in your face, and I think it's changed the dynamic some. I don't know if there's any indicator that's been created as of yet that takes all of that into account, as well as the technical analysis, which I think is one of the strongest indicators or tools that we have in this market. I don't want to knock it at all, but the news always in your face has for sure changed the game. Absolutely. So we broke 39,000. We came back down some. So I'll be watching close, kind of see where Bitcoin plays out. Kind of keep a close eye on it. It's volume's coming in, which is great news. I just hope it continues to be buying volume. The Ukraine problems are only getting escalated, and I wish things would calm down. You don't want to. Nobody wants war and anything, and the people that fight are, they you can't say enough about them. So there's real people that are involved in this, and I think sometimes the powerful get carried away. I hope cooler heads will prevail and things will calm down. Until they do, I think the uncertainty that leadership is showing on both sides on where the situation is going is reflected in all parts of the economies on both sides, right? So, and the last thing anybody wants is people to be put in harm's way, which is what's starting to look more and more likely. I'm hopeful that nothing comes of this. It's just a bunch of kind of puffing each other's chests and saying how tough each are, and I hope it dwindles out. But it's going to be impactful to the market until things pass. So I'll be keeping a close eye on that, and just watching what the market does. I'm kind of in a stand back and watch pattern right now. This can still be very, very strong. If this support holds, or the next supports that we have available at 35,000, 36,000 hold, or if support at 30,000 holds, we just need one of these lines of defenses to hold long enough for momentum to change and shift in the upward direction. And then obviously we made some new resistance levels that were previous support levels that we'll have to chew through. But there's nothing more bullish than finding support, testing previous support, now resistance, bouncing off of that, and it's a very bullish indicator. Or just blasting through what was previous support term resistance, just chewing right through it, obviously is hyper bullish as well. So I don't think we're out of the woods as far as this price action, but I'm not a doomsday person like I'm seeing on crypto Twitter. One of the best indicators we have is the Bitcoin fear analysis, right? When I think it's at 25 now. It's into the fear section, pretty deep into the fear section, and like Warren Buffett said, when people are fearful is the time to be greedy, and when people are greedy is the time to be fearful. And that indicator really points that out. Really shows it, very easy to read way. But yeah, I'll be watching the news. There's nothing that's really popping off that's any type of surprise. It's all going to be dependent on Bitcoin doing well, right? Like if we saw Neo doing good for a couple of days, but if, on the back of great news for them, but Bitcoin ultimately holds a large part of the market. So if Bitcoin does not do well, it's difficult for anybody else in the crypto space to do well when Bitcoin doesn't. Its dominance is it's still much too large. I did stumble across one article today that I wanted to bring up on stream. I don't know if anybody knows Kathy Wood. I think a lot of people call her Aunt Kathy. She's a big time stocks investor. She's famous for catching knives, getting in very early on a lot of the big tech sector deals. I think she was very early on Tesla and a lot of the tech stocks. She's bought when people are the most fearful, and she's done extremely well, especially with her at an ARK investment. So it's always a good idea to pay attention to what Kathy's doing. I mean, don't copy it, or always do your own research. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but she's a very intelligent woman to watch. So David Puel, a pioneer of Bitcoin on-chain analysis, joins ARK Investment as a crypto researcher. That's enormous news. If she wants to start researching on-chain analysis for Bitcoin, that means that she sees this as, possibly something that she wants to start adding much more to her portfolio, and that's great news for Bitcoin when people like Kathy are looking at it, and hiring, intelligent people to kind of send that information upstream. So this is a very, very, very good piece of news. ARK Investment, a legendary investment fund focused on disruptive tech innovations, adds one of the most prominent Bitcoin on-chain analysis as a crypto researcher. As a crypto researcher. Mr. David Powell, who authored Poll Multiple and Bitcoin Market Value, Realized Value, the MVRV ratio indicators, has taken to Twitter to share the details of his new role. He's happy to announce that he'll be doing crypto and on-chain analysis for ARK Investment, taking Bitcoin on-chain analysis to the next level with the ARK team as a dream come true, and I'm excited for things to come. He's going to start as a crypto and on-chain analysis researcher at ARK Investments, and obviously Kathy Wood's the heavyweight of ARK. It says he's certain in his new role that he will push the barriers of on-chain analysis for Bitcoin, the flagship of cryptocurrency. It looks like he updated his Twitter account to include ARK. ARK's 1 million per Bitcoin prediction still intact. David's well known as the author of two indicators. The first one's calculated by dividing USD dominated daily issuance value of Bitcoin by the 365-day moving average. And this is more information on the indicators that he's created. But he is a big name, and I'm very happy that he's going to be joining ARK because he's going to shine some light on the value of Bitcoin, and having heavyweights like ARK in the space I see as a good thing. Institutions joining it's great for us, right? Like that's where the big money is. That's where the needle really starts to move. As we talked about earlier, zooming out, it makes the period that we're in now, once the big wigs get in, it makes this look small. This will be a blip on the map once big time institutions come into the game. I think it's a very strong reason to be bullish long term. We can have our pullbacks, we can have our crash days, we can have all that, but I think in this long term scheme of things, Bitcoin's going to be just fine. So yeah, that's what I had for today. I'll be watching the Bitcoin price very closely. I'll be watching it creeping up on 40,000, and I will be watching it as it hits the resistance block. I drew in the weekly. Let me reset the volume indicators here. We're still in the chop zone that I drew forever ago, and it's held true. So from 42,000 to 43,000. As he is a resistance zone, it was support. Now it's resistance. So yeah, I think I'll be watching this very closely to see how quickly we chew through it. See if it even poses any type of slowing down for us. It looks like on the weekly indicators are reset, so I'm hopeful. But like I said, it's going to be very dependent on what goes on in the world, unfortunately. So that's all I have for today. If you enjoy, definitely consider giving me a follow. I've been posting my videos. I'm going to continue posting them to YouTube. It's just Crypto Phantom, and I'm on Twitter as well. So for sure, if you like this type of content, let me know, and I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, have a great rest of the weekend. About an hour left until grueling Monday, but I'll catch you all tomorrow. If you have tomorrow off for President's Day, have a good one. Take care. Peace.